Just 24 hours ago, we saw the stablecoin bill make it through the Senate. What a big step forward. Next stop, the House, and then it's up to Trump to sign it into law. If you've been following along, you know we've talked about this before. $3 on-chain backed one-to-one. Shout out to Ryan Sean Adams for breaking it down so clearly. This is a huge moment for the crypto world, but here's the twist. Trump just made an announcement that could shake things up in a big way. It seems like the US is really pushing to fast track this bill, going all in on stable coins backed by the US dollar. Big moves are happening and is a game changer for crypto. I really want you all to get this, right? Honestly, I can't even put into words how exciting this moment is. It's like that green light we've all been waiting for. Once this bill is fully enacted, it's going to be a game changer. We're talking big opportunities for stablecoins, payment systems, DeFi use cases, and even banks to jump in and get involved. This is such a massive moment, the kind that could really shift things in a big way. It's hard not to feel bullish about what's ahead. Okay, let's talk about what's been going on lately. So Hunter from Bitwise recently shared a post about something Scott Bassett said, and it's pretty exciting. According to him, 2025 is shaping up to be the first year where the US government is actually backing crypto and wants to see it succeed. That's huge. It's a total game changer. The ripple effects are already starting, and we're just scratching the surface of what this could mean. We're stepping into the mainstream era, and it's a huge moment, really the beginning of something big. This ties back to a post I mentioned in a previous video by Scott Bassett, where he talked about the stablecoin market, how massive it already is, and how much bigger it could get by the end of the decade. We're in the final 5 years of that timeline, and the demand for stablecoins is already making waves, especially for the US market. What's exciting is that this post feels like confirmation the US is going all in on stablecoins. I also responded to Hunter's take on this, saying that I really believe people are underestimating just how much can happen in the next 12 months. As the US economy, one of the largest in the world, starts embracing and integrating this technology, get ready for a massive wave of adoption. We could see mass adoption and trillions of dollars moving on chain sooner than we ever imagined. It all starts with the US passing key legislation that opens the doors wide for crypto. This truly is the financial revolution of the 21st century. And it's not just us saying it. Big names like Scott Bassett and David Sachs are championing the idea that crypto should thrive in the US in a major way. Crypto is clearly becoming a big deal everywhere, but there's a strong push to make the US a leader in this space. And now we've got David Sachs chiming in, thanking President Donald Trump for keeping his promise to make the US the crypto capital of the planet. If you're wondering what this is all about, it's in response to a statement Trump made on his Truth Social platform. Here's the gist. The Senate just passed a groundbreaking bill that could position America as the top player in digital assets. According to Trump, nobody will do it better. It's pure genius. He emphasized that digital assets are the future and the US is ready to dominate with major. Now all eyes are on the House to move quickly and pass a clean version of the bill. Trump wants it on his desk ASAP. No delays, no extra fluff. He called it American brilliance at its best, and he's confident that this move will show the world how to lead in digital assets like never before. It's a bold statement and could mark a turning point for crypto in the US. Eleanor Ture shared an interesting update recently, and her response really stood out. She mentioned hearing that Trump's message has sparked a wave of calls from industry stakeholders to Congress, all asking what his directive could mean for the passage of market structure legislation. Apparently, the House is considering bundling this with stablecoin legislation to push both through by Trump's August deadline. One House member even reacted by saying, and so it begins. Now, if this actually happens by August, you need to understand how big this could be. If Trump is serious and we hit that deadline, the markets, both in the US and globally, could absolutely explode in a way we've never seen before. This is going to be bigger than the internet, bigger than any tech innovation we've seen so far. It's like lighting the match that sets off a chain reaction of massive moves, not just in terms of price, but also big decisions from institutional players, asset management firms, Wall Street giants, and major companies. If we can get this done and achieve clarity for crypto by the end of August, I want you to be ready for what's coming. Buckle up, because I don't think anyone will be in a rush to sell. Instead, we're likely to see the start of a utility-driven bull run. And honestly, it's going to go beyond what anyone could have imagined, both in terms of where it peaks and what comes next. If utility is the main value driver, we're not likely to see a massive sell-off or a big bear market. This is where things get really interesting as we watch the market evolve and open up. Super exciting stuff. On top of that, David Sachs mentioned the stablecoin bill and how it's set to boost dollar demand, which has been a hot topic lately. Big thanks to Riz XRP for sharing this. There's a lot of great insight in the video clip, so make sure to check it out.
No, I mean, I think that the stablecoin bill is very helpful. It provides regulatory clarity and stability for the stablecoin industry. Like you were saying, there's already something like $250 billion in float of stablecoins, and that's out without there being a true regulatory framework in the United States. Right now, the number one issuer of stablecoins is offshore. And what this bill would do is provide like I said, the regulatory clarity and safety. It would bring the whole stablecoin industry onshore. It would enhance consumer protection. The issuers of stablecoins would have to get audited on a quarterly basis. Consumers could be confident that their dollar-based stablecoins were reserved on a one-to-one basis with actual dollars in U.S. bank accounts. And I think this would increase confidence in the industry. And I think that you would also see banks getting into the act. I think you'd see traditional financial players getting involved in it. And that's why the float is expected to grow from, call it, roughly 250 billion to trillions of dollars. And that would create more demand for the U.S. dollar internationally. I think you could see other economies start to dollarize from the bottom up as their citizens would prefer to use U.S. digital dollars as opposed to whatever fiat currency they're using. And that would create potentially trillions of dollars of new demand for U.S. Treasury. So I think this bill is a major piece of legislation. I think it's a fantastic bill just on its own. I think that the House should go ahead and take it up, and I think they will take it up, and I think they're going to put it on the president's desk very soon.
What about businesses taking it up? As you say, people waiting in the wings, reports Amazon, Walmart wanting to have their own stablecoin issuance. What is the regulatory oversight going to be like? You say, of course, it's put in stone in terms of the law. What about the resources for the regulation? Because there's going to be a lot to analyze, it feels like.
Yeah, so stablecoins will be under the purview of the banking system, and banking regulators will look at that, and stablecoin issuers will have to go through a regulatory process, and they'll get approved. And like I said, there'll be quarterly audits. And I think that the bill will provide the framework that will give confidence to a lot of traditional financial players to enter the space. And so I think you're going to see new stablecoin products, and I think you'll also see stablecoins being used as payments. I think this is one of the really exciting things about the bill is that blockchain infrastructure will be used as a new kind of dollar-based payment system.
Yes.
That's faster, it's more efficient, smoother. It's a payment system of the future. It's kind of ironic that when the crypto industry really started with Bitcoin about 15 years ago, what was anticipated is that you would get a new kind of currency. You would get a non-fiat currency. But as it turns out, a really important use case of blockchains has been to support digital dollars, to support tokenized dollars. And I think you'll see the extension of that payment system online with that legislation. And that's a really exciting thing. We don't want this innovation being driven offshore. Right now, like I said, the leading stablecoin issuer is offshore. I think that you will see this be a new U.S.-based payment system that emerges online.
You know, I really think the stablecoin bill is going to bring some much needed clarity to the stablecoin market. With that clarity, we're likely going to see a big push from issuers, more use cases, more releases, and definitely more minting. The demand for stablecoins is going to skyrocket once the rules are clear, and issuers will step up to meet it. Think about it. Outside the US, there's a huge need for cheaper payments, especially for cross-border transactions, and stablecoins are perfect for this. They make these kinds of payments faster and more affordable. It's the same idea we've talked about with XRP before. Stablecoins unlock incredible potential for payments. Payments today are full of inefficiencies, but blockchain is here to change that. Even David Sachs pointed out that when Bitcoin first came onto the scene, everyone thought it would replace fiat currency, but the truth is, blockchain actually works hand in hand with fiat in a big way. It speeds up transactions, cuts costs, and adds a level of transparency we've never seen before. This is where we start to see the financial revolution take shape. And honestly, I think this is also the moment where we'll see a big push for stablecoins to take the spotlight. Remember back in late May when we looked at the stablecoin supply compared to the M2 supply? Well, here's something cool. 1.1% of the US dollar supply is now tokenized as stablecoins. And with the stablecoin bill on the horizon that could bring more clarity to the space, this number is only going to grow. What's even more exciting is that nearly every major player out there seems to be jumping on the stablecoin train. JP Morgan is working on one, and even big names like Walmart and Amazon are exploring the idea. The stablecoin space is really heating up. Big things are definitely coming. On top of that, did you know back in November 2024, it was predicted that stablecoins could make up 10% of the US money supply. That's according to Standard Chartered and Zodiac Markets, two big players already connected to Ripple's technology. Fun fact, Zodiac Markets is actually a subsidiary of Standard Chartered, and they're already using Ripple for custody solutions. They're already saying that stablecoins could make up 10% of the US money supply in the future. Right now, it's at 1.1%. If we think about it and assume we'll see clear regulations for stablecoins within the next 5 years, it's totally possible for that number to jump another 9.9%. That's not far-fetched, especially when you look at how quickly stablecoins have been growing and how big they've gotten. Honestly, it's wild to think about how much has changed in just the past 2 or 3 years. Back in November 2022, stablecoins had a pretty rough reputation, let's be honest. After the whole Terra Luna crash, they left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. People were suddenly questioning everything. Where do I park my money? Are stablecoins even safe anymore? It was a shaky time, to say the least. But fast forward nearly 3 years, can you believe it's been that long? And the story has completely changed. Stablecoins are everywhere now. In the US, we're finally seeing some real clarity around them. It's wild how quickly things can change, right? Like, it's what I keep saying. People are seriously underestimating what can happen in just 12 months in this space. We've already seen markets take off in just a single month. So imagine what could happen in a year beyond just price movements. Looking ahead, if these bills get passed, stablecoin legislation and market structure legislation, it could be a total game changer. And if both get through by the end of August, crypto is going to explode. And I don't just mean prices. Sure, there'll probably be a lot of price action tied to it, but the bigger story is about adoption, integration, and growth. We're talking about more users, higher volumes, and real value being created. This market is heading for incredible growth and adoption. It's such an exciting time. I know it might sound almost too good to be true, but honestly, the biggest thing holding us back right now is regulatory clarity. That's really the final piece of the puzzle. If the US can lead the way and get everything fully finalized, other nations are likely to follow suit. It'll spark a global movement toward clarity in crypto and stablecoins, and we'll see this technology take off in ways we've only imagined. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more awesome free content. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.